Hi Singapore, this is the RAJMAN and welcome to another edition of Sports Zone's Celebrity Chats. With me right now is a man whose football career spanned more than 2 decades. In those 2 decades, he played for a great number of well-known clubs from the likes of Ajax Amsterdam, AC Milan, Inter Milan, even Barcelona, Crystal Palace, and even Tottenham Hotspurs. He was known as the Pitbull. That was the nickname given by the former Dutch coach Louis van Gaal, and he was famous for his dreadlocks and, of course, his special eyewear that he wears on the field. There's only one man who personifies all of that. His name is EDGAR DAVIDS. EDGAR DAVIDS, welcome to Singapore. This is your first time. Maybe you can tell us. It's been almost 2 years since you played competitively. Your last match was with Crystal Palace. What have you been up to in the last 2 years?
Actually, this is the second time I'm in Singapore.
Okay.
But it was only a stop before I went to Sydney.
Okay.
But now I'm responsible for Monta. That's the original first street soccer brand in the world.
Right.
And also have my own foundation. Still a Red Bull athlete.
Okay.
So I'm heavily involved with street soccer. So that's why I'm here for Tiger Street.
Right. Well, we'll come to the Tiger Street in a minute. Are you, when you say you're involved with your academies and all that, is it in the form of coaching?
No, I'm not involved with coaching right now.
Okay.
But I have my own foundation that has street soccer tournaments in less privileged areas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in 263 neighborhoods in Holland.
Okay.
So it's a big happening, and we started to expand. And also with the brand Monta, it's going to expand. We're moving to Asia, so it's hard work. So for the designing, for the logistics, you have to be up to date, and you have to really put your hours in to get things done.
Okay. Now, 20 years, of course, you played for the Dutch national team. 74 times you were capped. One of the best midfielders in the world. Today, who do you think is the best midfielder in your own opinion?
Midfielder, it's so. It's always difficult to say. I think that it's also part of having favorites. I think that Paul Scholes did a tremendous job. He came back to Man United and they almost won the title. I love Steven Gerrard. I think he's really, really a great player. Then you have, of course, now on the top is of course Xavi and Iniesta. You can't really have a team without mentioning them.
Okay. Now, let's talk about it very quickly about Euro 2012. Of course, the Dutch are in the group of death, Group B, along with the likes of Germany, Portugal, Denmark. The Dutch again are led by head coach Bert van Marwijk. Do you think he is still the right man to lead the men in orange?
I don't know if he's the right man. We will see. I mean, he did a tremendous job the last tournament. I didn't like the style, but they were very clinical, and as a team, they played very well.
Holland is blessed with several great players, especially the team of today. Van Persie, Robin, Huntelaar, Van der Vaart, Schneider. But why do you suppose the team, even till today, it's been 24 years since Holland has won a major trophy. What do you think is still lacking in the team?
Well, I think now it's a balanced team, and we will see if they come on top. I believe that they will. But still they have to prove for themselves, and it's always difficult if you're in this difficult group. You can't really grow into the tournament. You have to be there, from the start. But they have so many quality players that they can easily rotate the team.
Talking about the group briefly, of course, Holland will kick off the campaign against Denmark. What do you think of the first match?
That's always hard. I think the first match is always the hardest. You have to test the waters, first day on the tournament, first match day on the tournament. So, it's always hard, you never see, almost never see surprises. Even Spain last year, 2 years ago, had problems. So, and you have immediately Denmark, and it's always very difficult. They're tough. They're tough.
Edgar, last two questions. Of course, following Denmark, then it's the big one, the clash against the Germans. Now, the Germans recently, they were hammered 5-3 by Switzerland. How do you think this match will go down? Holland and Germany is always a firecracker of a match.
Yeah, I hope so, but I still think that, the funny thing is, the Dutch were playing like the Germans, and the Germans were playing like the Dutch. Yeah. Because I loved the way the Germans played 2 years ago. It was really, really amazing. It was, watching a Dutch team play. And when I saw the Dutch, I thought it was typical German, very, clinical.
Too much aggression.
No, I said clinical.
Clinical.
Clinical is something else. Sometimes you need aggression, and clinical is something else. And the German were there, like they're really tough, always close defense, and then they only have 2 chances and they just scored. And I think that's the same thing with what Holland did very well 2 years ago. But now the Germans, I hope they play like they played the last tournament, and I would really, really enjoy it.
Talking about the last game of the group would be Holland versus Cristiano Ronaldo and his Portuguese team.
Yeah, but to be honest, the Portuguese, I've seen them play qualifications. I was not really impressed, to be honest.
You are in Singapore for the launch of the Tiger Beer Street Football Challenge. What advice would you give to the teams that are going to compete in the next few days?
They need to have fun, first of all, and just enjoy themselves and express themselves with the ball. That's all about street soccer. It's all about the fundamentals. You have a small space. You have to make quick decisions in a split second, and also with the ball on your feet. So you need also the technical skills that is required, and it's more difficult than football on the grass pitch, but it's more fun. It also needs more skills. But when you have these skills, when you go back on grass, it's easier, because then it looks like you have more time and space.
On that note, Edgar Davids, it's been a pleasure, and enjoy your stay in Singapore.
Thank you very much.